Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today we continue with Suratu Saffat, those ranging in ranks. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, by those ranging in ranks, and those who restrain, holding in restraint, and those who recite the reminder, surely your God is one, the Lord of the heavens and the earth, and what is between them, and the earth, and the Lord of the eastern lands. Surely we have adorned the lower heaven with an adornment, the stars, and a safeguard against every rebellious devil. They cannot listen to the exalted assembly, and they are reproached from every side, driven off, and for them is a perpetual chastisement. Except him who snatches away but once, then there follows him a brightly shining flame. So ask them whether they are stronger in creation are those whom we have created. Surely we created them of firm clay. Nay, thou wonderest while they mock, and when they are reminded they mind not, and when they see a sign they seek to scoff, and say this is nothing but clear enchantment. When we are dead and have become dust and bones, shall we then be raised? Are our fathers of yore? Say, yea, and you will be humiliated. So it will be but one cry when lo they will see, and they will say, oh, woe to us, and this is the day of requital. This is the day of judgment, which you called a lie, and gather together those who did wrong, and their associates, and what they worshipped besides Allah, then lead them to the way to hell, and stop them, for they shall be questioned. What is the matter with you, that you help not one another? Nay, on that day they will be submissive, and some of them will turn to others mutually questioning, saying, surely you used to come to us from the right side. They will say, nay, you were not believers, and we had no authority over you, but you were an inordinate people. So the word of our Lord has proved true against us. We shall surely taste and lead you astray, for we ourselves were erring. So that day they will be sharers in the chastisement. And thus do we deal with the guilty. They indeed were arrogant when it was said to them, there is no God but Allah, and said, shall we give up our gods for a mad poet? Nay, he has brought the truth and verifies the messengers. This dispensation, it's one religion. It's not, well, God wants a religion and then another religion, and no, it's one religion being sent by all, that all the messengers are coming with. Surely you will taste the painful chastisement, and you are requited not but for what you did, save the servants of Allah, the purified ones. For them is a known sustenance, fruits, and they are honored in gardens of delight, on thrones facing each other. A bowl of running water will be made to go round them. White, delicious to those who drink. It deprives not of reason, nor are they exhausted therewith. So, all the benefit of intoxicants, but not the diminishing of any aspect of consciousness or physical cost. And those with them are those modest in gaze, having beautiful eyes, as if they were eggs carefully protected. Then some of them will turn to others. Then some of them will turn to others, questioning mutually. A speaker of them will say, "Surely I had a comrade who said, 'Art thou indeed of those who accept? When we are dead and have become dust and bones, shall we then be requited?' He will say, 'Will you look?' Then he looked down and saw him in the midst of hell. He will say, 'By Allah, thou hadst almost caused me to perish, and had it not been for the favor of my Lord, I should have been among those brought up. Are we not to die except our previous death? And are we not to be chastised? Surely this is the mighty achievement. For the like of this, then, let the workers work. Is this the better entertainment? Are the tree of Zaqqum?" Zaqqum is sort of a stifling, choking sort of, kind of like when you have a cold. "Surely we have made it a trial for the wrongdoers. It is a tree that grows in the bottom of hell. Its produce is as it were the heads of serpents. Then truly they will eat of it and fill their bellies with it." Now, shayateen, the heads of the demons, would have been the right word instead of serpents. "Then surely they shall have after it a drink of boiling water. Then their return is surely to the flaming fire. They indeed found their fathers astray, so in their footsteps they are hastening on, and most of the ancients surely went astray before them, and indeed we sent among them warners. Then see what was the end of those warned, except the servants of Allah, the purified ones. And Noah certainly called upon us, an excellent answerer of prayers are we, and we delivered him and his people from the great distress, and made his offspring the survivors, and left for him among the latter generations peace be to Noah among the nations. Thus indeed do we reward the doers of good. Surely he was of our believing servants. Then we drowned the others, and surely of his party was Abraham, when he called to his Lord with a secure heart, when he said to his sire and to his people, 'What is it that you worship? A lie, gods besides Allah? Do you desire? What is then your idea about the Lord of the worlds?' Then he glanced a glance at the stars, and said, 'Surely I am sick.'" That you'd consider these things gods. "So they turned their backs on him, going away. Then he turned to their gods and said, 'Do you not eat? What is the matter with you, that you speak not?' So he turned upon them, smiting with the right hand. Then they came to him, hastening. He said, 'Do you worship that which you hew out?'" Now, this is not saying that we go about and go after other people's houses of worship, their items of worship, just because they're worshiping wrongly. This is a specific incident that particular license was, it could be say, a particular license was given to one person on that one occasion. "And the laws created you and what you make." They came to him hastening. He said, "Do you worship that which you hew out? And Allah has created you and what you make." They said, "Build for him a building, then cast him into the flaming fire." And they designed a plan against him. They designed a plan against him, but we brought them low, and he said, surely I flee to my Lord, he will guide me. My Lord, grant me a doer of good deeds. So we gave him the good news of a forbearing son, but when he became of age to work with him, he said, O my son, I have seen in a dream that I should sacrifice thee, so consider what thou seest. He said, O my father, do as thou art commanded. If Allah please, thou wilt find me patient. Now, it never says that the vision was from God. So when they both submitted, and he had thrown him down upon his forehead, and we called out to him, saying, O Abraham, thou hast indeed fulfilled the vision, and thus do we reward the doers of good. You've done enough. You've brought good to what you saw. Well, you've been charitable with what you've seen, and certainly we reward the perfecters of goodness. Now, he wouldn't have been a perfecter of goodness if God actually commanded him to kill his son. He would have had to do it. I mean, if that was God's command. Surely this is a manifest trial, and we ransomed him with a great sacrifice, and we granted him among the latter generations, peace be to Abraham, and thus do we reward the doers of good. Surely he was one of our believing servants, and we gave him the good news of Isaac, a prophet, a righteous one, and we blessed him and Isaac, and of their offspring some are doers of good, but some are clearly unjust to themselves. And there's also indication in the Bible that the son was Ishmael, but God has never had human sacrifice as part of doing good. It's part of the lesson here. And certainly we conferred a favor on Moses and Aaron, and we delivered them and their people from the mighty distress, and we helped them, so they were the vanquishers, and we gave them both the clear book, and we guided them on the right way, and we granted them among the latter generations, peace be to Moses and Aaron, and thus do we reward the doers of good. Surely they were both of our believing servants, and Elias was surely of those sent. When we said to his people, will you not guard against evil? Do you call upon Baal, and forsake the best of creators? Allah, your Lord, and the Lord of your fathers of yore, but they rejected him. So they shall be brought up, but not the servants of Allah, the purified ones. And we granted him among the latter generations, peace be to Elias. Even thus do we reward the doers of good. Surely he was one of our believing servants. And I misspoke. I think I misspoke at some point. This is 182 verses. I think I said that after this there are no more 100 or so verse chapters. And Baal, people, some of the groups, they were Mithric. Some of them, they thought that God had weren't quite so, but they thought that God had a son, Baal, son of El, as was repeated in different ways. Who is the Lord? So the basic aspect of the Christian myth was said before, and the Bible refutes that again and again. There shall be no God before, no God after, there's no God besides, and Lot was surely of those sent, when we delivered him and his people all, except an old woman among those who remained behind. Then we destroyed the others, and surely you passed by them in the morning. And at night, do you not then understand? And Jonah was surely of those sent, when he fled to the laden ship, so he shared with others, but was of those cast away. So the fish took him into his mouth while he was blamable. But had he not been of those who glorify, he would have tarried in its belly till the day when they are raised. Then we cast him on the naked shore when he was sick, and we caused a gourd to grow up for him, and we sent him to 100,000 or more, and they believed. So we gave them provision till a time. Now ask them whether thy Lord has daughters, or they have sons, or did we create angels females while they witnessed? Now surely it is of their own lie that they say, Allah has begotten, and truly they are liars. He has preferred daughters to sons. What is the matter with you? How you judge? Will you not then mind? Or have you a clear authority? Then bring your book if you are truthful. And they assert a relationship between him and the jinn, and certainly the jinn know that they will be brought up. Glory be to Allah, from what they describe, but not so the servants of Allah, the purified ones. So surely you and that which you serve, not against him can you cause to fall into trial, save him who will burn in the flaming fire. And there is none of us but has an assigned place, and verily we are ranged in ranks, and we truly glorify. And surely they used to say, hadn't we a reminder from those of yore, we would have been sincere servants of Allah, but they disbelieve in it. So they will come to know, and certainly our word has already gone forth to our servants, to those sent, that surely they will be helped, and our host surely they will be triumphant. So turn away from them till a time, and watch them, and they too will see. Would they hasten on to our chastisement? So when it descends in their court, evil will be the morning of the warned ones, and turn away from them till a time, and watch, for they too will see. Glory be to thy Lord, the Lord of might, above what they describe, and peace be to those sent, and praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. So this chapter here is more than an exorcism, but it's used as such, and it sets an example of the lining up to dispel, because the Karcist principle is actually represented here, but not Karcist in terms of the pact making and the, oh, I'm so righteous that I'm going to command, that demons are going to do my bidding. That's not the type of practice here, but of course it goes beyond metaphysical things, because Al-Qur'an is of course a lesson for humanity, and there may be instructions that the spirits have gotten that they're supposed to follow that is something that we don't know about.